Let's start by taking in a deep breath and release it. Hi, everyone. Right now, what I'd like you to do is tune into your intuition. Hi, Aries, and welcome to your June 2021 general guidance reading. My name is Gemstone, and I will be doing your reading for you. I hope you are doing well, Aries. Let's get right into your reading. So the head of your reading, or the crown of your reading, or the most impactful part of your reading feels like this energy right here, which is the Eight of Pentacles. This is interesting. The vibe that I'm getting is like two different vibes. Okay, so bear with me. Let me know, are you Aries group number 1 or Aries group number 2? Okay, so the overall energy that I'm getting is good girl gone bad, or something good turned sour. And it feels like something that was working became aware of it working. So let me backtrack and say, for both scenarios, the energy is that initially something was operating in its genuine, sincere state, and there was an alignment, a sense of flow. Once that state was recognized by someone else, that flow ended, and then there was this, I feel this energy of profiting off of the flow. So now the flow is no longer, the alignment is no longer there, and now there is intention from the worker to gain, and that shifts the energy to one that's not authentic, not honest, let's just say it, dishonest, not loyal, and it's a sneaky behavior. Scenario number 1 is you in this position, you being the person that's not living in authenticity or in integrity. So it seems as though you were doing something for the sake of it. And I'm thinking of, let's say, like what's coming to mind is a content creator. You making content for the sake of it, because you love it. You're doing it because you love it. And that's where this clarity and creativity and flow is coming from. You doing it because you love it, and on top of it, you're receiving. I get this energy of you receiving from it in whatever way. It could be monetary, but you are receiving from it, but that's not your motivation for creating it. It's genuinely because you like it. Then you get recognized for the creations that you created, and that recognition feels good, because now all of a sudden you feel you have been without it because you just received it, and it's like, no one has ever done this for me before. Now you're beginning to feel this energy of you being taken advantage of, even though you initially were doing something, or doing the thing that you're doing because you liked it. So now the flow ends, and it begins to turn into doing what people want to see from you. So I'm getting the energy, let's say you posted something, it got a lot of likes, and then now you're just trying to keep replicating that versus you doing what is authentic to you. And there's this sense of inauthenticity, if that's a word. There's a sense of you not being real here, and you exploiting, honestly, your audience or whomever you're giving what now you used to create just for the sake of it. Now there's this exploitation of those who are absorbing or consuming that content, because now you're trying to get their recognition, you're trying to get their validation, you're trying to get their confirmation. And I'm getting this energy of, let's see how far I can go with this. I know what I'm doing. I know that it's not authentic. I know that it's not true to you anymore. But let's see how far I could take it. Let's see how far I could take it. That's energy number 1. And it feels icky. It really does. It feels like the beginning of the end. Like this feels like something that could totally damage your reputation. So if you're Aries number 1, the 5 of Swords here to me is I'm feeling the energy of surrendering to this circumstance, like surrendering to what it is, like just stopping this, like stopping this chain of events, like just stopping here, stopping right here. It feels like, okay, so you risked whatever it was. Now let's come out of the, like let's backpedal and I'm trying to think of a gambling term where you bet and bet and bet and you want to like hold your investment. Like, I think now is a good time for you to come out of this investment. Now is a good time for you to come out of this, because I feel like it's going to be damaging if you continue this for those. And this could be manifested in so many different ways, because I'm also feeling this in a relationship situation. And this situation is actually, this situation I feel in the reverse, but let me say it in this way first. So in a relationship, you appear to be one way, and that way was your true authentic self. You get recognized for that. And it's by someone that you find to be attractive. Mind you, when you were existing as you weren't doing it for any attention. But now that you have it, now you feel that you need to do what you were doing before to maintain that attention. So now you're no longer being yourself, but you're being that last version of yourself to maintain the attention that you're receiving, which is not authentic and it's not stable either. That with the 5 of Swords, I'm getting this energy of now things not being stable and you constantly having to, it's like, I'm getting a sense of a power struggle in a way, but it's more, is a power struggle the right word? This need to be right. Yes, the power struggle. This need to be right. This need to be right. You holding on to what is right somehow feels like your idea of the remedy of this situation. So if you're always right, then they can never call you out. If you're always right, so there's like this calculated energy that I'm feeling, and it's like the combination of the 5 and 7 of Swords. So these are, like, as I mentioned, it's just the energy of something pure turning into something that now is wanting to be recognized and needing a profit for something that just there was no agreement to that in the beginning. Now the second story is that you met someone, you two were working and flowing and it was great. They got recognized, so attention, they got recognized, and the form of recognition that I'm seeing is that now people are noticing them. They're getting more attention and they like it. So what it leads to is them cheating in some way. It could be actually infidelity or just them cheating. Yeah, them cheating and seeing how far they could take it. But the cherry on top of this cake here is that when they are confronted by it, they gaslight the situation to still be right. That's what I'm getting with the 5 of Swords in that circumstance. They gaslight it, and the 5 of Swords to the Emperor, they gaslight you in this circumstance so that you are wrong, they are right, they did nothing wrong, even though they did. They blame you for it. That's the energy that I'm feeling. Please let me know in the comments down below if this is resonating, and please feel free to share your story if you feel the need, if you feel called to do that. I would love to read how this is, because it just feels like I'm walking on eggshells. Like I feel like I'm on eggshells right now, wanting to express this in the correct way, and then it's giving me the vibe of that energy being present here in this dynamic of whatever is taking place in your life. The idea that now things went from being cool and great and easy to now like it being stifling and challenging. So for person number 1, if it is feeling stifling and challenging, that is because you chose that for yourself. Find a way to get back into your flow and find a way to come to terms with why it is you feel you need validation, recognition, and some form of notoriety from the public or from people outside of yourself to do the things that you love. Why do you need that? And that's for both stories in number 1. That's for you in a relationship, or for you doing something actually physically and needing some form of recognition with the content creator example. Person number 2, that I empathize truly for your circumstance. And if you know that you are being gaslit in the circumstance, I understand that relationships are very hard to navigate, especially when it comes to abuse in this kind of way, and people do what they want in relationships. But understand that you deserve better. You really do. Or you deserve what you give. That's what you deserve. So if you feel like this circumstance is not a representation of the energy that you hold inside, maybe it's time for you to reflect and possibly remove yourself from this circumstance, because it feels toxic. It feels toxic to be gaslit about something that you know is true. You know you're being honest, and yet you're being gaslit. That doesn't feel very nice. So that would be my advice. But Aries, this is actually the end of the reading. I feel like if I were to add anything more, I would be repeating myself. And I don't feel the need to dive into this more, because it feels very obvious with the good turning sour. Corruption. Yeah, corruption. I'm going to incorporate that word into the title. But yeah, this was your reading. If you liked it, please give this video a like. If you like this type of content, please subscribe to the channel. And again, if you feel called to comment down below, please do so. We would love to read what you have to say. All right, Aries, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Toodles.